We're going to ask you a little bit in this part 4 of this interview about the professional bus drivers. And I understand that you got a little bit of knowledge about this issue, so could you tell us a little bit what you know about the professional Class 2 bus drivers?
Well, I have the manual here for the Class 2 bus driver training program, and it's a lot of learning that they have to do. And the Class 2 drivers have to take a medical every 2 years. They have to renew their license every 2 years. That means written, and they have to drive on the bus and renew their license every 2 years. And they have to take courses every year, updating their training. And they drive the yellow school bus every day. And they know the way the bus handles. And the children that's in the vehicle, they know the distractions. They know their experience. And I know myself, if I was driving, not myself, I know all the children, and mothers and fathers and aunts, uncles, grandmas, they all want their children protected and to be in a safe vehicle, which they do now have, but to have the professional drivers drive them and drive the children and to their destination. And the Class 2 drivers are dedicated drivers, and they know their job. They don't have to be told how to do a pre-trip. They don't have to be told how to do a logbook. They don't have to be told when the weather conditions are the way they are, that what they have to do is their duty. They know exactly what to do to protect the children.
So, I guess across the country, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Quebec are the only ones that banned 15-passenger vans thus far. And basically in the rest of the country, children are being transported in 15-passenger vans in these death traps. So when you met with the Minister, Chuck Strahl, in September in Halifax at the Council of Ministers meeting, he promised a 15-passenger van review, and he also promised that he would consider the issue of who's driving the vehicles that may replace 15-passenger vans, which you assume will be Class 2 bus drivers, I imagine. What do you think that's going to mean in terms of schools and the use of 15-passenger vans across the country in other provinces?
Nova Scotia banned them because of a tragedy. New Brunswick banned them because of the death of our sons. Quebec, well, they took the initiative and they banned them from their schools, and they used Class 2 drivers. And, it never affected their sports. Sports are still going on, and the rest of the province, well, the Department of Transportation at the time told them whatever suits their needs. And they use the 15-passenger vans, and not all schools across the province do. There's other schools in Alberta that I know of and that use multi-function activity vehicles, or they use yellow school buses. But with this review that's coming out in February, I'm hoping that Minister Chuck Strahl's reviews everything to the exact, and get him and the knowledge of what the review would be, that he would make the only decision, and the only decision is to ban the 15-passenger vans from being used for our youth, and to have the professional drivers drive the multifunction activity buses. They are buses, they're not vans, they're special vehicles that protect the children from 8 to 4, and they're going to be using them for after-school activities, and that the professional drivers drive them.
Do you think that across the country, when the decision is made, which you're hoping that 15-passenger vans are banned, how do you see that being implemented across the country, and how long it's going to take, and what kind of a reaction do you think we're going to get from schools and
well, a lot of people, I know people can't accept changes, just like when they when they made it a law that everybody wear a seatbelt. Well, a lot of people didn't accept that at first, but now they know that it's important and it's safe for everyone to wear a seatbelt. And when they banned smoking from public places, well, people were upset about that too. And when it comes down to the 15-passenger vans, people will realize that these vehicles are not safe for transporting people in them. And once they realize that, and that the multifunction activity buses are going to be used more often and for all kinds of activities, and more than likely, they're probably worried about cost too, but like everything else, when they come into demand, the price will go down, and it'll be affordable for all schools, and they'll be, at the end, they'll be more comfortable knowing that the children are safe in these vehicles, and that they have the professional drivers behind the wheel, and it's something that our schools across Canada will realize how important it is, that they should have made this decision a long time ago.
Does it give you any comfort in knowing that the changes that have occurred in the last 3 years since Daniel and the other boys in red died have resulted in improved child and student transportation safety across Canada?
Yes, it did. Because of our boys. Our boys changed a lot of student travel, and it's sad. And it took the death of our sons to open up some of the schools, departments, and to change the system. They failed our boys, but I'm hoping that in the future that they won't fail other children, that with the multifunction activity buses and the pro drivers and the winter tires will, I know we can't stop accidents or from happening, but that with these vehicles, we know with the impacts that they're in a sturdy, more economical vehicle that will keep them safe. And it's because of our children's death that made these changes come around. And our boys will never be forgotten. They will always be remembered as the boys that made the changes for safety for the children, for after-school activities, that participated and are proud to represent their schools. Because our boys was proud of their Bathurst High School.